It's the season, but it's the season of softness. It's choosing peace over performance. Somewhere along the way, the holidays became a performance for all of us. We got to clean the house. We got to set the perfect table. We have to have the perfect family photos. We're sending out cards. Everybody's like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I feel like we trade our truth for this script because we think that's what makes like a really good season. But I got to tell you, if this season doesn't feel polished and it feels pushed, then I am going to give you permission for it to be soft. And it probably needs to be soft, right? Now, I want to readdress what you may think soft is, right? Because soft does not mean weak. Soft means honest. Soft means breathing during the crazy holiday season. Soft means making the choice to have peace in your life instead of pressure and what everybody else's pressure is for you. It means that you stop auditioning for the role that you've probably never agreed to really play. Because sometimes we get programmed or we feel like we have to fit into the mold. And that role is hard. So a lot of people go into November and December like holding this quiet grief. And that may seem like a big word to say for November and December because we really want it to be happy and joyful and the Hallmark movie. But sometimes we walk into this holiday and we say, gosh, I still have a lot of grief. Like it's still really fresh because, I don't know, money's tight. Relationships are in transition. And it could be that humans are in transition or that your nervous system is just exhausted from carrying out the whole year. I think the year should start October personally, not January, because the end of the year just feels like so much. And so we have this little ache about the end of the year, but the invitations come and then we perform. Everything's fine. Everything's wonderful because it's what I was kind of taught to do and programmed to do. It's going to be a great season. We have to make it fantastic. I just don't really believe that guardian angels feel like they want to celebrate the performance in you, right? They want to celebrate your truth. And I think that shows up a lot for each other. Guardian angels don't ask you to show up cheerful, right? They want you to show up whole. And that wholeness sometimes looks like staying soft instead of forcing strong. And I think that that's important. You don't always have to be happy. You just have to be in touch. You have to say, I'm watching, I'm being present, I'm choosing to be in this moment and not the performance part of the moment. Not, oh my gosh, here I go. I have to go this event, this gathering. I'm all exhausted before I even go. So I have all this anxiety about it. And then when I come home or before I even get dressed, I am just exhausted. Sometimes you just get emotionally tired, right? We love to call it like an emotional hangover from pretending. Have you ever said, I just cannot have any more chit chat in my life? And that's like the pretending. I think it's important to chit chat if you want to get to know somebody, but it's the pretending part that's really hard. When we really don't feel that who we are. And that's really sad, right? Because when we perform for the holidays, it robs us of being present. And you can't really retrieve that back. It's not scripted. But when you go in and you say, I'm going to be soft, right? I'm not collapsing. That's not what I'm saying. It's about being conscious. It's about choosing and being empowered. So it might sound more like, yeah, I'd love to see you, but I don't have the bandwidth for a full day. Can we hang out for an hour? I'm skipping the big party this year. I'm protecting my peace. Another great line to say is, and I love to say, let's come up with a couple of lines and we write them on a tag and we hang them on the make-believe bulletin board in the back of our brains. So this way we can be honest, we can have it all thought out, but it doesn't stay front. So we don't continue to live it every single day and then manifest on it and send energy to it. So we have all these little thoughts in the back of our heads that we can use for the appropriate moment. So another one that we might use, right? So one of them is, I'd love to see you, but I can't really do it for the full day. How about an hour or two, or let's write cards together. Like, there's things you can do together with somebody. So I'm skipping the big party this year because I'm protecting myself, my peace, my health. Store-bought is what I can do. And that's really enough. How many times have you thought, I could buy this and still be a fabulous celebration? So many of you know me. Here's my example on that. I love to cook. I cook every single night. It is like my happiness, or it's my therapy when I'm really stressed out. I love to cook. I love to celebrate. I love to feed people. I say all the time that if you let me feed you, then you love me. I love to set a big, beautiful table and have lots of people around it and know who likes what things and how to recreate things. It is completely my love language. Well, okay, so the secret's out. Last year for Easter, and we're Italian Americans from New York, so usually we have like these huge meatballs and pasta and appetizers, and then we take a rest, and then we're eating a turkey with all the fixings. And last year I didn't have the bandwidth to cook all that food, prepare it all right, because you're not just sitting in front of the stove for 2 to 4 hours to prepare that. It's all the prepping and the chopping, and it's a 3-day thing. And so I bought our Thanksgiving meal from AJ's. Yep, you heard it here. I actually just purchased the meal, and it relieved a lot of pressure. Now, yes, you still have to heat it up, and you still need the stove and, the stove space, and all the platters still need to be out, but I had to do that anyway. Like, that was still part of it, and it's something I can do before, 2 days before. I can pull out all the dishes and the platters and set the table and then take my time. And so, yes, did I make the Italian part? Yes. Do I love my meatballs? Yes. Do my cousins look forward to those meatballs and gravy and the pasta? Yes. It's part of my love language. It's part of feeding people. And honestly, for me, it's about keeping the tradition alive. So that family gathering is still important, and the food that represents that family gathering is still so very important. So, yeah. So I did store-bought. That's what I could do last year. And honestly, I'm doing it again this year because it was still fabulous. And the reality is, by the time I bought everything, it was going to cost almost the same amount of money. So, do your cheats. Find out the things that can make your life better and can bring you joy and can keep you present. It doesn't mean you don't love them or yourself. It just means that you're working within the parameters of what you can do this year. Another great phrase that brings softness into your life is, look, yeah, I'll come, but I may leave early depending on how I feel. Again, we are notorious for being one of the last ones there. We love to come and help somebody set up, and then we love to help clean up and have the full experience. But, sometimes it's really okay to leave early. And I think that most people, when they invite you over, they don't expect you to stay super late. I think making the effort to show up at a party is wonderful, is part of the process, is the gift in itself. So I do not just say goodbye. I don't disappear. I will hug and kiss somebody and say, I love you and thank you for inviting me. But we're going to sneak away right now because that's what we need. And I think it honors the people that have invited you there. So don't be afraid to have the experience, but have the experience on your terms. Okay, so you can leave early. And, it's also, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's okay to say, thanks for inviting me, but I'm going to be a little gentle with my schedule. So if I'm feeling fabulous, then I will be there fabulous. If I'm feeling like my heart hurts or I need to rest or my brain hurts or my body hurts because, you work in retail or you work in some type of customer service. If you work for restaurants, if you're a policeman or a fireman or a nurse, your jobs are extra hard during this holiday season because of how everybody's vibration changes and a lot more pressure goes on you. So if you need to say, we really, really want to come, but I'll let you know the week before if we're going to be there. I'll let you know 3 days ahead and, I'll bring a bottle of wine or I'll bring a dessert or I'll bring something that doesn't affect the meal just in case you come late or you leave early, right? It's still part of being the season, or if you just can't make it, right? One more bottle of champagne. Not being present is not going to hurt the event. So I want to give you permission to do that. And I believe that your guardian angels want you to do that, want you to be calm and soft and go through the end of this year looking at these, do we dare call them boundaries, right? And that's not a bad word. A boundary is not a rejection. It's a protection. How do I protect my nervous system? How do I protect my energy? How do I protect my own healing? How do I protect my own grief and work through the things that my humanness are going through? So being spiritually tender at the end of the year is also a gift to you. You do not have to make believe. You do not have to pretend. You do not have to perform, because that doesn't really help you or the people that you love all around you. So at the end of the year, as you become tender with yourself, energetically, it's an exhale. It's the end of the year. It's a closing of a chapter. It's a review. That's what we should be doing on New Year's Eve, right? Not only celebrating the new year ahead, but reviewing what the last year was and releasing it. It's releasing what didn't work for us and looking forward and making these goals and manifestations of what we want for the future. So how do I feel grateful for all the things that happened to me last year, even if they're icky? How do I find that gratitude? So I think that one of the great things that we have to remember is that the finish line, you don't have to sprint there. You have to run to that finish line with your hands in the air and emotionally say, woohoo, I finished, right? I think the end of the year is a really nice time to be soft with ourselves, give ourselves permission to understand who we are. Now, look, don't get me wrong. If you love the holiday season and you love the parties and the drinking and the dancing and getting together with all those people, which I do as well, embrace it, right? What I'm saying is, don't embrace it on a false platform that hurts yourself. What I'm saying is that when your angels, your ancestors, your guardians are around and you're not in this high performance mode, right? It's kind of like a little bit of fight or flight, right? When you're not in this high performance, how do I make everybody happy, but you're not making yourself happy? It's a little harder for them to hear. So when you can sit in your space in quiet, jump in a tub, right? It's my favorite time of year to jump in a tub because I'm all by myself. The house is quiet. Everyone knows when mom's in the bathtub, give her space. And that's when I can listen. That's when I can say, okay, I'm going to be calm. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be present. So the more peace that I can give myself is so super powerful. And with that peace, I can find my softness. I can align with this beautiful energy that makes me strong. And being honest with myself is so absolutely, I'm going to say productive, right? It is so calming and honoring of yourself. So you're not just pretending. I think, if you need permission to be soft, to be honest with yourself, to celebrate the holidays authentically what feels good to you. So running around happy, jumping up and down and being so grateful for the friendships and the opportunities and the parties and the Christmas cards and all of that. Oh my goodness, do it. What I also want to tell you though, is that you are allowed to have a small holiday. You're allowed to protect your peace, protect your inner self, and you're allowed to, yes, I'm going to say it, just be human. You do not have to be heroic. Okay, here's another real honest thing from me. I have 5 years of holiday cards sitting under my desk right now. I had photos done. I had them printed. I put them in envelopes. I wrote the letter. I never mailed them because I just got so overwhelmed. And so I even had one friend call another friend and say, oh no, is Sally Ann mad at me? I'm never mad at anybody. I'm very rarely mad at somebody if you don't know it. Something had to give. And it was the Christmas cards. And I love Christmas cards. I love getting them. I love the concept of them. I love sending them out. I mean, we used to send out over 150 cards. And so it was a lot. Even if it was printing the labels, then it stopped feeling authentic. And so I think that was part of it. So I send text messages and I send emails. And yes, are they traditional cards? No. Is it my brightest moment? Absolutely not, right? Because I have been trained and expected to send out Christmas cards. It's myself. I haven't been soft with myself. So it's hard to say that softness is not a step backwards. it's a return to who I am. It's a return to myself. And I have to give myself permission to do that. Because Christmas cards stress me out right now. And I love them. So please continue to send them to me. And know that I love you and I think of you often. And I do touch base with you all throughout the year, not just at Christmas. But I love to hear the culmination. And I wanted to share that with my friends and family. So I usually try and send them out by Thanksgiving. But when that doesn't happen, then I always think, okay, there'll be a holiday card. Then there'll be a New Year's card. One year I actually sent out Christmas cards out in February, and I called it a love letter. And I got great response. People loved that it was a love letter. Who knows? You may get a love letter this year. Again, everyone. Or you may get Christmas in July, which is typically when I think about it. So I just want to ask yourself to move into these final weeks of the year and to feel called to support yourself, even if that means to soften yourself, soften the expectations of everyone else, and to start thinking about how it works for you. So soften into caring for yourself, if it's doing some energy work or listening to energy release music on YouTube, or going back and listening to some of my blogs, or watching that, or taking a class that you haven't done just for yourself, right? It's finding someone. It's getting some angel guidance, or listening to your angel whispers. Or if it's just finding a really safe space in your head to breathe, to reset. I have good friends and they're like, yeah, we're going away this Christmas. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, we're going to a cold location and we're renting a hotel with a Christmas tree and we're having an experience together. And I think that's beautiful because they're honoring what their family needs. In my family, we decided that we're just going to adopt more families this year and not do gifts for the adults. Okay, honestly, I'm a little sad about that because I love the thought behind it. And I've been thinking of Christmas gifts for, since last Christmas. But I'm going to honor the wishes of everybody else in my family. And I will embrace and love getting someone else who can't celebrate Christmas in the way that they choose to or want to for their children. So I'm going to support them. And I really look forward to that. So I know that I can't carry everything all alone. So part of adopting these families from church or St. Vincent de Paul or Salvation Army is a wonderful way of having others help you. It's a way to soften your holiday, right? When you pick a toy off a tree for an angel tree from Salvation Army, all you have to do is buy it and drop it off. They're wrapping everything for you. Oh, here's my other little trick too. Put everything in bags. You do not have to have paper and bows and tape. Put it all in a bag. And if this year it's your bag holiday, then embrace that. Embrace that you've outsmarted yourself. If you love to wrap a gift, then wrap a gift. Find the joy in it. But you can wrap one gift. You don't have to wrap 5 for everybody. Again, it's a beautiful way to soften your holiday. It's a beautiful way to honor yourself. And still, if you're choosing to honor this season, just do it with softness, right? So honor your nervous system, honor your truth, honor your health, honor the people that you love or that you're closest to. So when you're ready, I know you can do this. And if you need my help, I'm here. I'm here to help you with some angel communication, with some Reiki healing, or just listening. So remember that you're loved. during this holiday season, and that will never change. You will always be loved by me, by your guardian angels, by the ascended masters that are above us, and by God, source, universe. You are special, you are loved, and you are amazing. Recognize that about yourself, okay? Be soft with your season. Be joyful in however joy leads itself to you. All right? And I want to wish you the best for the season. And I'm just so honored to be part of your life. So thanks for letting me in. And remember that you're loved. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.